I've been at Boston University ever since 1984. So I've been there a very long time from that perspective. But I like it there, and it was really once I got to Boston University that I became involved not in strictly geological research, which is what I was doing up to then, but in 1990, by invitation of a colleague who I got to know, I first went to Egypt to study the Sphinx, the Great Sphinx, from a geological perspective. And the first thing that really brought me on the scene, should we say, and sort of, how should I say, I hate to sound the wrong way, but essentially international attention ultimately was my geological work on the Great Sphinx, and in particular redating the Great Sphinx. And it was that event, and this was 1990 that I first went to Egypt, it was that event over a quarter century ago that really put me on the path that I've been on ever since.
And you mentioned in childhood you went to the Tutankhamun exhibit. Were there any other early influences that or interests that you had in this area?
There were many when I was young. I loved the museums. I went to the Tutankhamun exhibit, which was a big deal because at that time, to even allow antiquities of that nature outside of Egypt was, exceptional. But there were other influences, and I think that one thing I've always tried to do is look at evidence and be very open-minded. And I give a lot of credit to my late grandmother, who I was very close to. She was from the Netherlands. She was Dutch. She had come to America, and that's how my family ended up in America, at least on that side. My father came from Germany. But my grandmother, she was very open-minded. She was very intelligent. But she was not afraid to discuss things that were, should we say, controversial. And she and I would discuss things. Something that I'm sure you're familiar with, and many of your listeners may be familiar with, is the Theosophical Society, Theosophy. She was actually a longtime member, even in the Netherlands, before she came to America. So this is the early part of the 20th century. She was a member of the Theosophical Society. So I grew up literally as a youngster reading theosophy and theosophical books, and they were very strange, very different, of course, from conventional thinking, and I did not, should we say, believe all of it, because in fact she encouraged me not to believe anything, but to question, to look at evidence, to keep an open mind.
We want to expand from this point all the way over here about 7 feet.
So what we wanted to do is put in some handrails. We have about an 8-foot section here.
The deck is a decent size, but it looks kind of tired.
Well, decks require a lot of maintenance. Think about it. They get the hot sun and the rain and the snow and the ice on them all the time. And if they're not maintained, they're going to fail.
Oh, yeah, I would say that's definitely rotted. Look at that.
And then this piece right here?
That's called a riser.
Okay, well, that just split in two right there.
As I look at the deck, I can actually see that it's going down. And look at this, I can put my hand in there. You get a space of about 1 inch.
And that's not safe, is it?
No, this deck's ready to fall. And you know what? I think it's only going to get worse. Let's get some tools and get going.
I'm ready.
Now, when building a deck, there's a few things that you have to consider. First of all, how you're going to hang it to the house, how you're going to support it in the field, and you have to get a building permit.
Now it's time to dig.
I brought a small skid steer loader that will drill 48 inches deep. We're ready to set a form. This is a 12-inch tube made of recycled paper.
Now I want you guys to backfill it evenly around the perimeter, and I'll hold it so it won't move.
Now we're going to just shovel that concrete in nice and deep around the rebound. And now you're going to use these metal brackets that are going to sit on top. And there's a flat plate that goes on top of that. And that actually allows about 1 inch on top so that the wood's not sitting in the water when it rains out. And then we can make a connection between the top of our concrete and our wooden post. All right, now we're ready to install our
about 8 feet from my childhood hero, Tom Silva. Tom is the contractor that I watched as 87, 14-year-old freshman in high school. He's such a stud. He's one of the big reasons I became a builder.
Tommy, can I introduce you to Matt Reisinger?
Tom, I've met you before, Matt Reisinger.
Yeah, how are you?
I talked to you last year because I was doing a project with Ted Benson.
Oh, yeah.
And I told you the best story. In 1987, I was in high school watching you and Ted build a house in where was that in
Massachusetts, on Strawberry Hill Road.
Yes, you know the job.
It was a conversion where we were going to go in and fix this barn up, and it was so rotted that we decided to rip the whole thing down, and Ted rebuilt all of the structure, and we used SIPS panels to wrap the whole building. It was a fun project.
That is a big reason why I'm a builder today, was watching that in 1987 and then all those years later.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's our 37th year. We've been around a long time showing people how to do it the right way.
Tom, your integrity is incredible. Thank you so much for all you do for our industry.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Good to see you.
So good to
No wonder why I was hearing landscapers. Oh, look at landscapers. Let's see here. That looks like total lawn landscaping, if I'm correct. It is total lawn landscaping. What a surprise. Hey! Walking down the street. Nice summer day. It's beautiful out. It's beautiful. It's beautiful out. It's beautiful. Nice day. Nice day to landscape. Nice day to do anything you want. Oh, big dog right down there. Nice day out. It's a nice day out. I'm gonna go back home now. I'm gonna go back home now. Oh, I walk up the street. Kind of don't know what to do. I'll just walk up the street. I'll just walk up the street. Then I will, I'll just walk up the street. Then I'll walk back down the street. Walk up the street, then I'll walk down the street. Then I'll walk up the street, then I'll walk down the street. Then I'll walk up the street, then I'll walk down the street. Then I'll walk up the street, then I'll walk down the street. Here I go, walking up the street. Here I go, walking up the street. Here I go, walking up the street. Hi-ho the Dario. Hi-ho the Dario. I'm walking up the street. Here I sing a song. I'm walking up the street. 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 Hi. Good, how are you? Walking up the street. 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 Now I'm gonna walk down the street. I'm gonna walk down the street now. So here I go. Here I go. I'm gonna walk down the street now. So here I go. I'm walking down the street. I'm walking down the street. 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 Yes, so I am. Walking down the street. Hi. How are you? Good day? Good. Walking down the street. Walking down the street. Woo! Just went on my walk. Just went on my walk. That song's called Walking Up the Street and Walking Down the Street. That's what that song's called. Walking up the street, walking down the street. 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 Oh, would you look at this? Walking up the street, walking down the street. Great. Looks like they're gonna add an, oh yeah, they're adding an addition to their shed. My neighbors are. So we're gonna go to the pine tree forest. Well, that's where I'm going. I'm going to the pine tree forest. I'm going to the pine tree forest. That's where I'm going. Gotta make sure if this is safe to cross because it's across Old Post Road. Which is, great car. Just a car coming that way. And I'm gonna run across, well, I'm not running. Could wave when they come by. Hello. Car just passed by me. There's a car that just passed by me. Let's see here. Oh, look at another car. Look at a truck, and here comes a car. My arm hurts. My arm that's holding the camera hurts. Let me switch arms around. Oh, yes. Feel much better now. Feel much better than I did. Okay, so up here, we're gonna have to watch out. I have to hide up here, cause I have to hide up here. I don't know. Playing a little game. Have to hide up in this pine forest right here. See, look at pine. Pine forest. So look at all these pine trees. See, look at all these pine trees. Look at this. Pine. Gotta love pine trees. They're really good. They're really good. Pine trees are great. Pine trees are great. Pine trees are great. Look at all these pine trees, guys. See, look at they border this this whole Toyota ship. These pine trees border this whole Toyota ship. And I'm not making it up. See, look at all the pine trees. See, look at all those pine trees. They border the Toyota ship. They border Bach. They border Bach Toyota. Oh, drive 30 miles on this road. Now look at trash. Yeah, drive 30 miles or the cops will put you in jail. Not making it up. Not making it up. Oh, look at another car just drove by. Oh, look at all this shit on the ground. Look at all this. These people should really pick up. The people who drive by here should really pick up after themselves. People who drive on the street throw litter onto the grass. Some life. Some life. Some life. Some life. Some life. Some life. Oh, look at more cars. Ah. Oh, nausea. Oh, nausea. Right off. Dun, 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 dun. And I'm feeling like. Oh, nausea. Oh, nausea. Right off. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, nausea. Oh, nausea. Right off. Oh, nausea. Oh, nausea. Right off. Dun, 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 dun. And I'm feeling straight up like back. And oh, nausea. Oh, nausea. Right off. Oh, nausea. Oh, nausea. Right off. Oh, nausea. Oh, nausea. Oh, nausea. Oh, nausea. Right off. Right off. Oh, nausea. Oh, nausea. Right off. Oh, nausea. Oh, nausea. Right off.